talk about Bonci. Bonci is a winery that started at the end of the 1800s, so multiple generations into the wine business, a life dedicated to this specific grape, Verdicchio. Verdicchio comes from the word verde, which means green. Verdicchio means the little green, the little greenish. Why? Because even when the grape is totally ripe on the vineyard, it's still green and leaves green highlights on the edge of your glass. So, Verdicchio, the little green one, but very complex, very elegant, one, in my opinion, one of the best white wine in the world. Bonci Winery, Giuseppe Bonci is the owner of this winery. He makes 7 different kinds of Verdicchio, starting from sparkling, champenois method, so classic method, secondary fermentation in the bottle, vintage one, so 3 years on the yeast before the disgorged, all the way to late harvest, Sauterne style dessert Verdicchios, and everything in between. Is an amazing winery, amazing products, amazing quality. So let's start with the very first one, with the Carpaneto. Is one of the 4 single vineyards that Giuseppe Bonci makes. In the United States, we have available right now those 2, the Carpaneto single vineyard and the San Michele single vineyard superiore. So the Carpaneto, here we are, in front of us, the protagonist of today. I already told you about the complexity of the region, already told you about the style of the wine. Let's analyze this specific wine, how we make it, how they make it. Well, the wine is a single vineyard, very small vineyard, about 6 acres of vineyard, lower yield per hectare, and harvest. The wine goes through the cold soak cryomaceration, about 18 hours on skin contact below 4 degrees Celsius, so no fermentation allowed, but a lot of extraction of pore fumes. Then Giuseppe let the wine naturally decant. All the sediments and the skin go naturally on the bottom of the stainless steel. He separates the skin, he keeps only the juice. At this point, he separates 10% of the juice that goes into neutral barrel, and 90% of the juice remain into the stainless steel. So 90% is stainless steel fermented, temperature control, long fermentation, natural yeast. 10% neutral oak, old barrel, 5, 6, 7 years, small French barrel, so the wine, the oak doesn't release any flavor to the wine, but just allow the wine to do the malolactic. So you won't feel any touch of oak. The oak just smooth the angle a little bit, but the wine is really, the stainless steel is really the fresh fruit that is coming through, the real character and unique flavor of the Verdicchio grape. So let's analyze this wine specifically, this Carpaneto. So let's look at the color. Again, a straw yellow with some greenish highlights, but it's a very intense straw yellow. So you will still see the greenish highlights that tells us about the acidity, but it's much deeper, it's more intense than a regular straw yellow color, which tells me that the wine will have more flavor, more of the tropical fruit and spices, so much more complex, much more elegant, much more classy palate and nose. The viscosity also, it's a very good indication that this wine is a world-class white wine. This is a wine that is a full-body white wine, although we don't need oak sensation out of it, but we want just to appreciate the characteristic and the typicity of the grape. Long legs, very nice viscosity. The wine is very oily in the glass. Let's smell it. I am extremely excited to present you the Verdicchio because it's such a unique, very distinct wine. Forget about Chardonnay, forget about Pinot Grigio, forget about Sauvignon. open your mind to real flavors, the traditional flavors of Italy. Extremely intense and very refined. There is no one single perfume that doesn't make my nose happy. We go from tropical fruit. I have pineapple, I have mango coming through. I have also some nice white peaches, and some apricot also. So many fruit, a lot of fruit is coming, but I have a very distinct spices coming through. I have a nice honeys, and I can smell. In Italy, we say that in a good Verdicchio, you can smell the sea, and it's exactly what it is. It's like when you walk on the beach on the sunset, and the breeze, the wind starts blowing when the air gets colder, so the wind start blowing from the sea inland, and brings this amazing perfume of, in Italy we call it salsedine, the perfume of the sea and the sea salt. Really, really distinct, very unique character. Let's taste it. Two elements immediately. The good acidity, which makes the wine very food friendly, at the same time the silkiness and the softness. This wine is a full body white wine that I recommended not to chill it down too much. We really want to appreciate the flavors coming through. So like 53 degree, 53, 54, even a little bit higher, no problem. But the wine really sits in my palate, doesn't go anywhere, is extremely long finish, very silky in the center, nice acidity on the back, very long, and this very unique minerality that is coming through. In Italy we call it sapidity, la sapidità, the saltness, the mineral sea salt that actually the wine is expressing so heavily. Beautiful. This is actually millions of years that the wind deposit the saltness from the sea into the soil, and then the vine absorb it from the soil and get it into the grape that comes finally to the wine. I always say that the Carpaneto, it's a world-class white wine. I have no problem to blind taste this wine against the most expensive, I don't want to say the most expensive, but I say, into like $20 to $27 retail, Chardonnay, white Burgundies, Chablis. I have no problem. Open your mind, get a Verdicchio Castelli di Jesi, the Carpaneto, an incredible wine, super value. Actually, I think is the best value in the entire portfolio. A very classy wine that we make it available with no middleman at an incredible, great price. Take home something unique. Do a favor to yourself. Do a favor to your customer. Do a favor to your friends and guests that are coming home. This is the best Italian white wine for seafood. Anything in a shell, perfect. Sea scallops, clams, mussels, crabs, oysters. Mamma mia, my mouth is watery. Perfect, full body, classy, elegant, beautiful wine. Bonci, what I enjoy to call the Chateau Latour of the Verdicchios. Today, the #1 quality producer in Italy of Verdicchio Castelli di Jesi. Enjoy it.